You gotta lower your voice because your test right there. Grabowski's gonna yell at me again. I'm afraid of her. I'm afraid of her. But there's two women in this school that I'm afraid of: Miss Thompson and Miss Grabowski. I'm afraid of her more than I am my wife. And I'm afraid of Miss Grabowski. Okay, so lower your voice so Miss Grabowski didn't yell at me again. Okay.
I'm not much into basketball. I never have been big on watching basketball games. From time to time, I'll go watch the Tigers play at FedEx Forum. I've been to a couple of Grizzlies games. Fun environment.
The SEC basketball is getting better, but basketball is more of an East Coast. It always has been historically been an East Coast, Midwest kind of sport.
And honestly, I think part of it is I'm so invested in watching football for the whole fall that by the time basketball season gets here, I just have to pull back and take a break from sports, period. But having said all of that, there are a few titans in the game, and one has passed away. Tell us a little bit about Bobby.
Well, we've lost some icons here recently. We lost Dean Smith in North Carolina, Denny Crum at Louisville, and now Bobby Knight passed away last night at age 83 of dementia.
Okay, now for those of us who have no clue who Bobby Knight is, tell us just a little bit. Give us his background. Where did he play, and then move to coaching? How did it work?
He played at Ohio State, won a national championship with them. Then went to a little school called Army up in Westport, North Carolina, turned them into a powerhouse, and then went over to Indiana. And in their second year, they were in the Final Four. In their third year, they went undefeated and won the national championship, the only team in NCAA basketball history to go undefeated in '76. He had 900 victories when he retired from Texas Tech, and he took three different teams to the final. He took the same school to the Final Four in three different decades: 70s, 80s, and 90s. 80% of his players graduated. He would get in their face. It was what you and I would call tough love growing up.
So he stayed in the college realm for his career.
84 Olympic team with Michael Jordan. But he's had, 80% of his players graduated. He never got in trouble with NCAA. He may have thrown a chair across the floor at an official.
So I was about to say, we've seen some video clips surfacing around the internet, obviously, because and one of them that is burned into my mind is him literally taking a chair and flinging it at a ref.
Well, the story goes that there was an old lady over there sitting in the stands.
Is this a real story, or is this an Eliert story?
No. This is what when he asked, the reporter asked him about what happened. Coach Knight said there was an old lady over there, that didn't like sitting on the old wooden style bleachers they had at the time at Assembly Hall. So he said, well, here's a chair right here I'm not using. And he went to hand her the chair, and it slipped out of her hand as he threw it towards her. So, yeah, did he have some anger management issues? A little bit. Did he probably, say some things that, would get you fired in today's 2023 society? A little bit. But, again, he took the motion offense, made it big, made it more popular. 8% of his players graduated. Coach Pot, I've been talking to most coaches today. Coach Faulkner was upset over it. So was Pot. So was Partee. The guy's a legend in sports. Made me want to become an official.
Now let's talk about officiating. Tell us your background about officialing. Most of the students here realize that you're an official, but you tend to do it up in Tennessee.
Yeah, I just would rather do it in Tennessee, because I can get home, But no, I started doing church ball and rec ball, and then I just started kind of working my way up.
High school basketball in Tennessee, especially Shelby County, gets heated. Bree's behind the camera. She just made a sound. She knows what I'm talking about.
When I got interviewed here years ago by Miss Lamb and Mr. Salami, I needed to get a good shave. I'd laying back in the chair. I had the lotion and everything. The shaving cream, and he had the old school blade. The samurai sword, and he has it right here. He said, "Aren't you a basketball official?" And I went, "No, that's not me. It's my twin brother." So, I've been before on a date with a wife to Pete and Sam's, and I've gone into the men's room at Pete and Sam's, and some grown man tapped me on the shoulder. "Didn't you have Briarcrest and CBHS the other night in basketball or something like that?" So it's like, I don't really run into crowds at the end because I just go, but you'll see them out, and you'll do your college games, and you'll see a player walk up to you and say, "You had me when I was in middle school. You refereed me when I was in high school." So you'll see some of the players over the years, But I enjoy it because I like to be around the game. I mean, I make good money doing it, and I always tell some of the boys here, when they get into college, man, start doing it.
Now, when you're on this, when you're surveying the game, you got your whistle right here, right? Right. Do you hear lots of colorful language behind you as people enjoying the way you're officiating the game? I'm assuming you get lots of encouragement from the stands, right, Bree? Do people wave fingers at you from time to time?
Oh, have they told me that I'm number one? Yes, they have. Sometimes I've gotten that, but that's just part of it, But like I said, I'm in my 40s. I'm still probably going to do it for another 20 years, probably. But the thing is that we need more young kids to do it, and I tell some of the seniors around here, like, y'all can make good money doing it.
Now we were talking. We started talking about officiating basketball, and his volume, Bree, got louder and louder and louder. And but you just got on to me for talking too loud across from Grabowski's room.
Do as I say, not as I do.